It is definitely
Yeah.
such a warm call when you make, it is not a cold call by any
Mm.
stretch. And, by the time I. It's a very, very, very warm.
They're the property.
Yeah, because you guys have already talked to them, vetted them, and done all that good stuff. So I think you said it best when you said, I'm buying my time back. There is going to be a good ROI on that investment. If I do well, I'm going to stay in the program. You guys will continue to make money. I'll continue to make money. So it's a win-win. You got it.
Hey everybody, this is Johnny, founder of Real Comms Consulting, and today I'm excited to interview one of our recent successful clients, Scott, who was able to go from previously running YouTube ads for 4 months with very little results to actually receiving his first listing and 22K GCI in just 35 days. So Scott's joined me today to talk about how he was able to do that. So yeah, thank you for coming on, Scott.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. All good. I guess just to kind of kick us off, for anyone kind of watching, the folks looking at this as well, you've been in real estate 23 plus years. Could you like tell us a bit more about like yourself, kind of the journey, you sort of like the market you operate in? Yeah, just take the stage for us.
Sure. Well, prior to real estate, I was a CPA. I was in the accounting world and did that for 12 years until I decided to actually have a career I liked.
I'm sick of numbers.
Yeah. Not that we don't have numbers in real estate, but it's just a little bit different.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
20 something years ago, I got out of the accounting world into real estate. And I've been, doing that full time ever since. And, I've really just loved it. It's nice to get up every day and enjoy going to work versus dreading
Yeah.
it. So it just really made the big difference in my life and my quality of life, having that job that I guess it's not really work if you like what you do, but let's not kid ourselves. It still works, but
yeah, we can't avoid the work, but we can make it as enjoyable as possible. Helping people as well. That's
absolutely. Yeah, real estate's such an interactive business that you meet people literally new people every week, talk to people, new people almost every day. It's just if you enjoy that kind of interaction, it's a great job for you.
Exactly, it makes the work seem way more worthwhile.
Right,
for sure. Because I guess for you, obviously prior to joining as well, mainly like sphere referrals, but also like a little bit of like lead services as well. What was like the main thing you feel like maybe not like struggling with, but you feel like was you just kind of like slowing you down before actually like joining?
Hard to say. It sort of just seems like after a certain amount of years, you sort of plateau and hit a spot. At least I felt like I was. I've done well. I've typically been a top 10 agent at my company, and we have about 200 agents. But you just sort of eventually, with your sphere and just doing the things you traditionally do, just over the last few years, I just felt like I reached that cap, and I was looking for something that could kind of, what can I do to add, more deals, something a little bit out of the box. And I'm not. And the nice thing about the YouTube advertising, it's more inbound leads. It's not me having to sit on the phone and trust me. I've tried buying the FSBO list and pounding those phones.
The expired.
And try. Yeah, I've done that. And did I get a listing or two here and there? But man, sitting with a headphone and a dialer all day is just not my cup of tea.
No,
those are some of the days I really didn't like the job as much, and so those. That can be depressing as hell, dialing a million people and having to. You do find the needle in the haystack every now and then.
Sure,
just not an efficient way, and mentally, I'm not built for that much rejection.
We can only take so much. We need some love, right?
Yeah. So with YouTube, these leads, they've seen my face. They've raised their hand and said, "Hey, I need help." It is definitely such a warm call when you make. It is not a cold call by any stretch, and you got really doing a good job of setting the plate for me even before I call.
Yeah.
So by the time I call, it's a very, very, very warm.
They're the property.
Yeah, because you guys have already talked to them, vetted them, and done all that good stuff. So I'd say the inbound lead generation is way more my cup of tea than the outbound of just, hitting the phones.
The rejection, yeah, because like outbound, it does work, like inherently, like it does work, but it just like you've got to do the volume, then you got to do the volume again, 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 face rejection again, again, again.
Total numbers game. Yeah. If you make three of those calls a day and quit, you got to be making,
You got to,
way,
yeah,
you got to be making 50, 60 of those calls, 100
yeah,
calls a day. And
yeah,
that can wear
minimum.
you down.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because also another thing was like you have tried YouTube ads before, right? And obviously you done it for like 4 months, and obviously it didn't really like go as well as you hoped. Because I know at the start maybe you probably came in a little bit skeptical, like, oh, how's it going to be a bit different to like what I tried in the past? Like, why did you mainly choose to like work with us with YouTube ads again, like even having tried it before?
Well, I very much believe in YouTube as a platform for advertising. I mean, vi- people videos are so much more, make a bigger impact on people watching a video than say just looking at
Oh,
a
for
picture,
sure.
reading an ad. So I highly believe in that platform and using video. So that's why I got onto YouTube, and I've actually had an organic YouTube channel where I give real estate advice, do neighborhood tours, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But then I wanted to do some actual paid advertising. So I tried another company. The biggest difference between them and I think you guys is the fact that you sort of offer that service of having an ISA. You guys are making the initial calls and setting the
Yeah.
appointments. They didn't have that. So I was getting a lot of, you know, I got a lot of leads through them, but they didn't seem to be as high quality. The appointments,
Mm,
then I had to really work to set the appointments. And
yeah, that's a big
you
part.
guys are doing a lot of that stuff. Because I do have some busy days, and when a lead comes in, I can't always jump on it.
Yeah,
But
it's
I know you guys are. So
we
that's the
try.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, because I mean, let's be realistic. When you set an appointment for me, you guys make, you make more money by doing that. So there's incentive for you to work those leads and get me in front of those people.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's also about buying back your time as well, because it's like
100%.
you could definitely like slave away like calling leads again, but it's like it's also that speed to the lead as well. Like if you have it when you're in appointments and you're a busy realtor, you're doing what you should be, like going to appointments, serving clients. There's obviously going to be people who fall through the cracks, and that could be the difference between like one, two more extra deals, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you said it best when you said, I'm buying my time back by having you guys
Yeah.
do that. Because, yeah, there were some I know that slipped through the cracks. And then the leads I was getting from the other company, they tended to be what I did get, what I did manage to get, I'm getting in front of them. They were just lower priced houses.
Mm,
They were kind of below the price point I really want to work in. Now, again,
yeah.
I will sell any home, in Richmond. I don't have a price point. I won't work below X. But
Yeah.
when I'm spending money on a program, like this, I would
Sure.
much prefer to be getting in front of people selling a, 600, 700, $800,000 house than a $200,000 house.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was getting a lot of those 200. And again, I'm not trying to seem like I don't appreciate those. I will sell a $200,000 house all day long. But at the end of the day, we all, as realtors, the bigger ones are where we make a little more money. So, uh,
Yeah, sure. And it's like we try to optimize for all of that. We do like geo targeting, the split testing, because at the start, I know things were, maybe the first 1 to 2 weeks, things were a little bit slow. Maybe like nerves kind of creep in. It's kind of like a natural thing, and then things just change like that. And the reason for that is because we run so many split tests. We spend like thousands every single week, which means that like we have all this data, we have all the stats, we can optimize for like the lead quality, like the right areas. And like when someone is kind of doing it on their own, it's really hard to know without the experience like what to kind of look for. Because when things slow down, it's like, oh, like the ad just doesn't work. It's just broken. But it's just like we need to be testing and constantly iterating, and that's what we've been able to do. So like that's why results have been like so good, so quick, because maybe yeah, the first few weeks a little bit slow, but then like look at that, you get a listing in just over 30 days. So it's like it's well worth it, right? And I know you've had like few appointments. People kind of looking to obviously one that's actually like become a listing. Is it four or is it five in persons already that you
I think it's four in persons. We had a
yeah,
fifth scheduled, but she was sick the day of the meeting, so we're trying to
yeah,
get that one rescheduled right now.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, and of the other in persons, I've got one. He was a gentleman rehabbing a house, and I have a good feeling I'll get that listing. He just hasn't finished
nice,
the rehab.
yeah,
He's
sure,
that always it's taking him a little longer than he expected, which is typically anytime you renovate a house, you could probably always add 30 days to what you think it's going to take
yeah, yeah.
because you're gonna run into something you didn't think about along the way.
Oh, I
So
want to add this, I want to add that.
yeah. So yeah, I think that one is going to be successful. I just have to wait for him to complete the
Nice,
job.
yeah,
Then our plan is for me once he's done with the reno, get back out there, lay my eyes on the finished product, and then try to narrow it on a good price for him. Once
yeah,
I see
yeah.
the extent of the renos he's done and how good of a job it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Stay in the pocket, stay in the loop.
Yep.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah. I've been in contact with him about every other week. I have been while he's been doing the reno, just so keep top of mind with him.
Yeah, that's awesome because you're already at like that's a one in four closed in person, 25%. Now, when you're dealing with your sphere, obviously it's going to be higher, but like when you deal with like any online leads, most people get like a 10% close rate on like any of the leads they would meet in person because they don't have that know, like, and trust. So you're already at 25%, and there's no reason why that won't go up to like 50% soon. And obviously with more appointments to come through. So
Mhm.
things are looking like very good moving forward. Now that we have like way more data as well. We're able to make like faster changes. Ollie's probably walked you through as well. So it's
Yes.
only up and beyond from this point. I guess kind of just to finish off. I imagine if someone was kind of watching this, maybe they're on the fence about either like booking a call with me or even like just speaking about the program. What would you kind of say to them about us?
Uh, it can be a little bit scary because it's this is not a there is an investment of your dollars to do
Yeah,
this. So it can be a little scary to pull the trigger on it at first. But if you can get over the hump of that mentally and realize that, we're in a business where, each of our sales, it's not like we're selling a $30 widget. We're selling,
yeah,
we can make, we can
very
recoup
high
that money
ticket.
back, very, very quickly with, just a few listings. So, once you can mentally take that, bite off the fact that it is going to be an investment,
The leap
but
of faith.
a little bit of a leap of faith, but those numbers will return to you, many fold, as you get into the system and the lead and the listings start coming in. There
Yeah.
is going to be a good ROI on that investment.
Yeah,
For
yeah, for sure. Because it's like already like based off the ad spend, is that with that listing you've made over like a 7x ROI just on the ad spend, and we're only like 35 days from that listing. So there's like that's how like quickly if you get like one listing, then you've already made a crazy ROI. If you get two, three, then it becomes just a game of scaling. So I'm really looking forward to the next couple months with this as well. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you Scott for letting me interview you today. If you're watching this right now and you're interested in working together or you have questions about the program, then I want you to book in a call right now in the description below. On the call, we'll do like a deep dive into your specific situation, like your real estate journey, career, and see what custom game plan we can kind of figure out for you. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll talk soon.